I went to the library, as I often do since I work in the library, but
Mm.
I checked out The Dukes of Hazzard, the first season, on DVD because after that crazy kangaroo boxing Coy and Vance cartoon, I just wanted to see like the OG, and I watched the pilot, which I don't think I'd ever seen before. It's a strong start. The chemistry's there right from the beginning. It's like all the different pieces at work.
Yeah.
It holds up. It held up a lot better than that cartoon. So I'm happy to report that Dukes of Hazzard still a solid show.
It is a solid show. It's just
Yeah,
entertaining and it's
it
just
is.
fun.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Speaking of that, one of my friends is a listener and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I got to share with you the Fonz. We should probably try and watch one of the episodes. The
Oh,
Fonz and
Bonds and the
and the
Happy Days
Happy
gang.
yeah, he shared just the
Terrible.
theme song from it and
Yeah.
dude, it is worse than the thing. And the
Yeah.
thing's opening is horrible. Dude, it's so bad.
I know.
I don't know what like I don't
Yeah.
remember as a kid, like, did that attract that style of like opening? Was that attractive? I
I
just
don't I don't think so. I mean
there's
the
24
one
episodes of that
I
show. That's
know.
amazing.
It
Like,
is rough. It is rough. I mean, the things
yeah.
that I remember great opening themes, everything on the like the Disney Afternoon, DuckTales,
Yeah.
Tailspin, like all
Yeah.
that's
Denver the
quality. And
Last Dinosaur has like one of the
yeah,
catchiest openings ever. It's like that's all the same
Smurfs,
era almost.
Snorks,
Smurfs,
all that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that, but Fonz and the Happy Days gang is quite a head scratcher, like all these other ones. We had
Yeah.
another listener suggest Camp Candy, which was the John Candy animated series.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I mean, we're
Oh
going to be
my
doing this
gosh. Yeah.
show until we die
We
because
gotta
new
try
things like
that.
this
Yeah.
keep popping up. So yeah, we'll
It's
add them to the list.
we're gonna be studied forever because they're gonna be like, why do they keep torturing
Yeah,
themselves?
why are they doing this?
Can't win them all, I guess. Welcome to This Endorian Life, a nostalgic Star Wars podcast from the Radio Meanwhile Network. My name is Steve Rudd.
Oh, I'm Nick Gunning, and today we're taking apart the world of Star Wars Lego brick by brick.
Today we are discussing the Lego Star Wars All-Stars episode, The Chase with Han and Escape with Chewbacca. This episode originally aired on Disney XD, November 17th, 2018.
Disney XD.
Disney XD. Was that
Yeah.
that was a channel? Was that was before Disney Plus, right? That was like the
Yeah,
Disney
that was
channel, or like
there was like the Disney Channel, which became more like teen show, like Girl Meets
Right.
World kind of stuff, and Disney XD was like we're the hardcore Disney skater channel. That's where a lot of stuff
that where
ended
like the
up.
Teen Titans was and stuff
Eh,
like that.
No,
Or,
Teen Titans not Disney. That was like Kids WB and Cartoon Network, but
oh, was
that's
it? Oh, it's Cartoon
yeah,
Network. Yeah.
but that's the right style for sure. I think Disney
Yeah.
XD was chasing a Cartoon Network, like we want our own Cartoon Network kind of thing.
Disney XD.
So XD. Yeah, exactly. This series is made up of 5 episodes, and it was designed to fill the gaps around some of the newer Star Wars movies. So I guess I thought that I had seen this, but I hadn't. So it was kind of fun to watch something new, and I appreciated that we were doing some stuff with the Solo movie because
Yeah.
we've talked about this, but I mean that was when I was like, stupid idea, please don't do it. And I've rewatched it. I don't know. I've maybe seen that movie 3 times, and every time I revisit it, I'm like, "This is a good time."
I agree.
Yeah.
Because it was just really fun, and I
Yeah.
feel like a Han Solo. I mean, you would think like, okay, of all the characters, like whose movie should be serious? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not Han, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's
yeah.
kind of like the jokey kind of guy, and like, yeah, there were consequences at the end that were kind of heartbreaking,
Yeah.
and that seems to be it, right? Where Han's joking through life until consequences happen, and he's like, "Oh, frick!" And that's what makes you who you are. It's kind of like Bond, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, "Oh, why is he like this philanderer?" Blah blah blah. Until you
Yeah.
get to His Majesty's Secret Service, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Such a great
okay."
movie.
Makes total sense, right? That without that movie, you can't make sense of who Bond is
Yeah.
without His Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah.
And so it's so essential to his character. So like watching this movie, that's all I was expecting. Like I expect it to be fun, adventurous, yeah, with a little bit of consequence. And there was some pretty good consequence that he learned a lesson.
Yeah,
At the end, like he had literally at the end of the movie, who are his friends? Chewie. That's it.
right,
He has
right.
no more friends. He's either
Yeah.
killed them or betrayed them. And
Or been
so,
betrayed because Lando just
well,
flies off and
yeah,
leaves him, you
that
know.
was so good.
No, it was good.
Oh man, I love that.
I do too. So this episode was written by Bill Motz and Bob Roth, directed by Frederick Budolf. Cast includes Max Middleman as Han Solo, Josh Peck as Pace, Dana Snyder as Graballa the Hutt, and that's a role that he's reprising. He's played Graballa in several other Star Wars things.
Is he
We have
reprising it, or this was the first one? He
Oh, you might be
reprises it
right.
in other.
You might
That's
be
what
right.
I thought.
I think you're right.
It's because we saw what is it? He's in Terrifying Tales, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
and
and I
I
think
thought that
Freemaker, a
that
few other
was
things. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So this I think was first of
yeah.
all of
I
them.
think you're right. I think you're right. Actually, we also have James Patrick Stewart as Dengar and John DiMaggio as Bosch. Our Star Wars link for this episode is Jasmine Savoy Brown, who voices Lena in this episode and one more in the series.
Hmm.
She also does some voice work in the PlayStation game Spider-Man Miles Morales, where she pops up as the Tinkerer. Great game. That trilogy of Spider-Man
Oh,
games, so good.
I've
So
never
good.
played those, but they look so
Yeah.
good. They
Yeah,
look
the
so
first
good.
the first one I think particularly is great, and Miles is sort of a supporting character. And then the Miles Morales game is
Hmm.
set around Christmas and is kind of the link between the two games. It's shorter than the others,
Hmm.
but Miles then becomes like a primary character in Spider-Man 2. So it's sort of it's like a spin-off, which is unusual in a video game.
Yeah,
But
interesting.
very good, and she voices the Tinkerer there.
Oh no way! I like her voice. She does good.
Yeah,
She's very good.
it's a good cast. I was very. I mean,
Very
I
strong cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been on kind of a like these are stinkers. So I felt like this overall. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself, but I was happy with it. But take us in. Give me the plots.
Yeah, I will. I will. The uber detailed plot of The Chase with Han. We open to Han getting ready for an airspeeder race. Even though his mechanic friend Pace doubts the reliability of his airspeeder, Han is still confident he will win. Before the race can start, Han is forced to speed off to avoid Proxima's henchmen. They encounter trouble, but Pace fixes the airspeeder and they escape on a trash train. Despite not even racing, Han still lost his race and now owes 10,000 credits since he made a bet without the actual money.
That seems right.
Yeah, that's totally down. That's totally Han. Back at the mechanic shop, Han discovers a Jedi starfighter Pace has been piecing back together. See what I did there?
I
His
do.
goal is to head to Canto Bight, but Han has a better idea of using it to steal Accelerate from the Empire. But Pace has already sold it to a dangerous buyer. Han promises he will get it back in time for Pace to sell it. The plan works for everyone to get off of Corellia. Together, they attempt to infiltrate the Imperial base and are immediately discovered. Like immediately. They blast off in the starfighter and are very quickly destroyed by a squadron of TIE fighters. Without the Accelerate and the starfighter to sell, the pair are screwed. Graballa the Hutt shows up immediately to to collect the starfighter for his master, Jabba the buyer. Oh, oh, that was good.
Thank you.
Han and Pace run off while Graballa is on the phone with Jabba. Han hides Pace in a crate headed for Katmandi. Dun, 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 dun. We pick up again at Escape with Chewbacca. We open to Lena conning another con woman out of a valuable necklace while she returns it to the original owner, but keeps her purse. Ooh, sneaky. While they count their booty, a foot chase passes by them. Chewie is on the run from a squad of stormtroopers. Lena helps Chewie escape the troopers and is very grateful. But they are stunned by the squad as her little friend Zradka, a Kowakian monkey. On a Katmandi prisoner transport, Lena and Chewie plan their escape over their daily slop. Lena attempts her con trick with the food droid long enough for her and Chewie to reassemble it into a food cannon. They blow a hole in their train car and begin a daring foot chase on the exterior of the train, much like from the movie Solo.
Yeah.
So I guess Chewie has done this before. In desperation, Chewie tosses Lena off the train into the water below, sacrificing himself by being stunned by the troopers and being recaptured. Trying to blend in to the local town, Lena bumps into Grabala the Hutt looking for Pace. Speaking of Pace, he happens to be just down the road in earshot, so he hides in his airspeeder. Lena sees the airspeeder and hops in looking to escape, and discovers Pace. At that moment, the troopers spot Lena and Proxima's men spot Pace. Yikes. The two of them blast off in the airspeeder through town. They narrowly escape both parties. Without any money, they joke about turning each other in for credits to get off the planet. Instead, they hide in containers, one headed to Canto Bight, but the crate was improperly labeled and instead is headed to Vandor. Where the heck is Vandor? Roll credits.
There it is. I got to say, and I can't stress enough how much I don't want to talk about The Last Jedi, but I appreciate that Canto Bight plays a role in this, because I think that Canto Bight, as we see it in that movie, is definitely the kind of place a young Han Solo would be down to hang
totally.
out in.
Yeah.
So I thought that,
But it's Pace, though. Pace wants to go there.
yeah. But I just mean like putting it in the Solo world and everything, like in Han's, realm. I just like that it was pulling so many elements from Solo, and then it also tied in that Last Jedi world a little bit. I just thought was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like I said at the beginning, I just felt like this was a fun time. I mean, it all seemed right. I felt like the humor was a little bit more subtle, some good sight gags and things like that. It was never like, oh no, I pooped my pants kind of humor that I feel like we've been mired in with some of this Lego stuff as of late. But I just felt like it was a good time all around. How did you feel?
I liked it. You know what's it's funny? What stood out was there was no idiot personality.
Yeah.
Right. There was no completely incompetent person
right.
that still somehow continues to drive the story. And I just hate that. Like,
I know.
Grievous in the previous stuff was just like a total moron, but somehow is still in charge. It's just it gets exhausting, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was fun. Not
agree.
one time was I like, ugh, this is stupid. It was like it was very clever in the way that like multiple stories were going on and then they converged, and then it was funny that like they both got spotted at the same time and being chased after, and it was so funny to see the scene where they're like, I could turn you in and get the credits and get out of here. Well, yeah, well, I could turn you in and it was just like, I mean, they literally just met each other, so they have no like loyalties to each other, which is hilarious to think about. Like they're just trying to get off. I just thought that was very, very clever. I thought that was funny. So
I agree.
This was fun.
We're watching these. We're trying to watch these in chronological order rather than like air date order. So we're sort of piecing together the timeline of like the Lego world and everything. And we are kind of dropped in, but that's just the style. Like, I mean, there really is nothing before this.
There isn't. Oh,
no. This is technically episode 2 of Lego All Stars, but the first one is just a collection of shorts with the droids. So it's not.
So we really are just dropped in. Boom.
We are, but there is a second part, so we'll see a little more of. Well, I think we'll see these stories resolved. But yeah, there's no like this is the beginning of this story. So it's sort of I think following that Clone Wars model of just being like, and here we are, Yeah. But anyway, going back to Ian. Even though those like the Padawan Menace and this are really not connected other than it's Lego Star Wars properties, I felt like watching it chronologically as we had, like seeing where Han was in Padawan Menace when he's like a little kid jumping to this like teenage years didn't really feel out of sync with me. You know what I mean? I felt like, that was a natural progression. I was wondering how that was going to work, but I felt like it totally fit with all that.
They feel like the same character. They're voiced by two different people, right? But it still felt like their characters. It's funny how it does feel like they get Han right almost every time we see them. Even in the Rebuild the Galaxy, right? Where Han was the alternate universe. It felt like they had Han right.
Yeah.
In that.
I think that's just a testament to Harrison Ford and like the strength he has in that role that is just so locked in. Yeah. I mean, that cast is great, but Mark Hamill as Luke that's just sort of, wide-eyed kid has to step into this hero role. It's such an archetype, and Hamill does it very well. But it's there's something about Harrison Ford, which to be fair, I think like the rogue who secretly has a good heart. It's not like that's new ground, but I think I think Harrison Ford is able to take that role and make it into something like truly unique and wholly different from Indiana Jones. Like Indiana
Oh
Jones
yeah,
doesn't feel like Han Solo and vice versa, even though, they both kind of have that smirk in the performance. But
yeah.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they are getting Han right in this. I like the design. I like the look. It felt
Hmm.
cool. I mean, I could definitely see the aesthetic of the Solo movie influencing it with, the costuming, the vehicles, and things like that. The
Yeah,
world definitely felt like it was that version of Solo. So I
yeah.
appreciate that they took cues from that.
This feels like they finally were like, "This is the look. This is the look we
Yeah,
want. It looks
yeah,
the best." I don't know if it was just like the advancements in CGI,
yeah.
but somebody at that
Well,
office was like, "This is what it's got to look like." Boom, everything here from now on out. So that 6 years, because 6 years before this, everything looks horrible.
yeah. Well, we are in the era of Disney money at this point, whereas like Yoda Chronicles was not. So, I mean, I'm sure that's probably part of it. I struggled a little
Peter
bit both
pockets.
with an Oak of Arc and an Ichiwawa. So
Yeah.
let's talk about Oak of Arc. Did you have a bad moment?
The only bad moment for me is, well, it wasn't really bad. Is the only moment that I was like, "Huh," was bringing in the Canto Bite stuff, right? I feel
Oh,
like in
okay.
Last
All right.
Jedi they tried to make Canto Bite like it is this evil place, and I get why, but like it's weird to me that they're trying to bring in Canto Bite after kind of framing it as that place.
I think Canto
So
Bite fits with, we're going for like kind of a scoundrel thing. So it makes sense that
yeah, I guess
especially
that,
because
but it
I
was
think,
Pace. So that's to me, I was like, why Pace? Like the dude's a
yeah.
mechanic, and you want to go to like the planet that's like the Las Vegas planet. To me, that
Well,
was
I
just
mean,
like,
it's
uh,
exciting, it's like let's go to the big city. I mean, I get what you're
oh, let's go.
saying, but I
Yeah, that makes
also
sense. Okay.
but I also kind of understand it. For me, this is almost a cheat, but I felt like the first one is so Han centric, and the more it goes on, the less it has to do with Han and Chewie, and by the
Yeah.
end, it really is just Pace and
And Lena, right?
Lena, which
Yeah.
I liked both those characters, so I was fine with that. But I think my expectations were that Han and Chewie would kind of stay a central role in that, and if the purpose of these
Oh.
is to kind of fill the timeline out around that, it would
Mhm.
have made a little bit more sense to have them be a through line. But I'm reaching here because I still enjoyed it.
No, I
I
think
thought
that's
that,
a legitimate. I mean, I think that's legitimate, right? That the goal, like you, even from a money making perspective, what characters paired together are going to make us the most money? R2 and 3PO,
yeah,
Han and Chewie, and Vader and Luke, or but yeah, like you would think, like, hey, if we're gonna make something with Han in it and Chewie in it, that they really should be together in it a lot. Like they
yeah,
they should, all their, if anything of the bringing the characters together, they did bring Pace and Lena together,
yeah,
not necessarily Han and Chewie.
right.
And
But maybe
so
that's just
maybe
cool.
not
I
yet.
mean,
Maybe not yet.
yeah,
Maybe that's
right,
the thing.
exactly.
Yeah, like they're still like they're intertwined
Yeah,
in each other's story, but haven't quite gotten there yet, right? Because I mean, I guess in Solo, that's when they first meet. So
true.
maybe they're
Yeah,
doing it on purpose just
yeah,
to be
yeah.
fun.
That's a
But
good point.
Lego Star Wars has never cared about that in the past, right? They've
Yeah.
done stuff and we're like, "Wait a minute,
Well,
this hasn't even how would they know that this hasn't even happened yet?" Or like things like that where it seems like, okay, the Lego universe, you can't take it seriously. It's not actually
yeah.
canon. So they can kind of do whatever they want, you
I
know.
guess to me, like again, I like the character, so it's fine. I like the story and everything,
Yeah.
but I think if you have a show that's called Lego All Stars and yet your focus is on new original characters that no one's ever heard of,
Uh,
it's just
yeah.
kind of a weird thing. But maybe that's just a disconnect between the intent of the show and how it was ultimately marketed to speak
Right.
to your point, make the most money. So maybe the problem is capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the purpose of like, I like
Yeah.
Pace, I like
Yeah.
Lena, I have no problem with them at all.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious because we've been bitten by this before where we didn't realize that characters were relevant. Like, I wonder if these are characters that you see more of in like Freemaker Adventure or something like that. Like,
True, yeah.
maybe we just don't recognize these characters because we're going through the Lego universe in the
I
way
know.
we are.
There's some
You know what I
listener
mean?
going like, "What are you guys, idiots?
Well,
They're
because that
essential to something," like,
yeah, well, that happened, and
"Sorry."
I think maybe it was Summer Vacation where there was characters that we didn't know at all, and they were like primaries from Freemaker. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe
Freemaker,
they
yeah.
are
Still
Lego
haven't
All
seen that.
Stars, and we just don't know. So I'm
I
excited
know,
to
they're
get
totally
to
all-stars. We're just
yeah.
idiots.
When we get to Freemaker, I'm excited to see that because that's a 2-season show that I know nothing about. So I'm excited. What about your Ichiwawa moment? I was hard to
Ichiwa
pick a favorite, but
So for me, it was the incorporation of the Solo stuff with like his air
yeah,
speeder and everything. I
yeah,
just love that, and like
it is cool.
it Solo just seems like the redheaded stepchild of Star Wars
Yeah.
because I guess technically it was a bomb, right? Wasn't it a bomb in theaters?
Well,
Technically, according to
I
Disney
think
standard.
yes, I think Disney would say that it was a bomb. I don't know that that's strictly true, but
Right. Yeah.
it wasn't
I didn't think it
cash
was a
cow.
bomb. I thought it was
Yeah,
fun. And it
yeah,
was like, but hardly ever see it referenced in any material post
yeah,
Solo. And so
yeah,
seeing this was just like, oh, good. Like finally somebody
yeah,
recognized part of the Solo story.
yeah,
And that was just like, that was refreshing. It felt
yeah,
good to be like, yes, like, yes. And they picked the fun scene from it with the speeder. So
yeah,
I just thought that that was really, really good. And so that
yeah.
was for me, when I saw that, I was like, yes, finally,
That's a
Solo
good.
content,
Yeah,
you
that's a good
know?
one.
What about you?
Well, we have been struggling with some of the humor in Yoda Chronicles, and so I was really enjoying the humor and little sight gags that they did. There's one point in the Chewbacca section where they're looking for Pace, and the stormtroopers pull out a little hollow, and it's
Mhm.
Pace. And when the hollow dissipates, actual Pace is way in the background of the shot, in the same position that he was in the hollow,
Oh, I
and
didn't
it's
even
like
notice that.
yeah, it's because he's really small in the background because it's a tiny little thing, and so it dissolves and you see him, and the whole thing is maybe 2 seconds, but I really liked it, and I feel like going back to the older Lego games when there was no dialogue and stuff, it was all dependent on those quick little sight gags. So I felt like it
Yeah.
was a fun throwback to early Lego stuff and just a funny like little visual. So I mean, there's lots of things I liked, but that I think stood out as
Yeah.
just a quick throwaway moment of cleverness.
That is, I got to go back and look at that. I
Yeah, it's
totally missed
funny.
that.
It is
That's
funny.
funny.
It's a blink and you miss it, but I liked it. How many nubs do you give this one?
Man, I'd give it a solid 4. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. I don't think it was amazing. It didn't blow my mind.
yeah,
It wasn't for me. It wasn't. I had to kind of compare it to like Rebuild the Galaxy
yeah.
just for
So
me
good.
was just so good.
Yep.
And this was good, not amazing. I think it was a little tough that we were just kind of dropped in. That well, although I probably would complain about the whole, "Oh, in the universe, this is,"
Yeah,
and I'd
I
be like,
wouldn't like that
"Ugh,
either.
that's
So
just,"
I was
like,
content to be
so
just
I'm
dropping.
recognizing that I complain about things and that I'm complaining about the opposite of it, that I
Yeah,
felt
that's
dropped in
gross.
without any context, but then
We're
the
growing
context when it's
together. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I think a solid 4. I'd give it a solid 4. I'm confident with that. What about yourself?
Yeah. I'm gonna say 4.5 just because
Ooh,
I really liked it and I feel like it's the best Lego thing we've seen since Rebuild the Galaxy.
that's true.
So,
Yeah.
uh
Even better than Terrifying Tales.
well,
Terrifying
yeah.
Terrifying Tales is great, and then it shoots itself in the foot. It is a
It
little
really does. It
yeah.
really does. Hey, and what a great transition. Speaking of terrifying tales, because we're coming
Yeah.
up on our Halloween episode. So
Ooh,
we're in the midst of spooky season. So next time we will be joined by the Queen of Halloween to discuss Garfield's Halloween adventure, and I can't wait.
I can't wait for that. I
This
think that's
is
gonna be so fun.
I mean, this was your suggestion,
Mm.
and this is one that we watch every Halloween. Like
Do you
even
really? I haven't even seen it yet.
oh, every Halloween. Yeah,
You see it
from when
every
I was
Halloween?
a kid, even before, like I've had this DVD since before my son was born. So it's
Oh, no
not even
way.
like I'm just watching it as a parent. This is just one that I've loved since childhood. So
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
excited about it. It's funny because you said it, and then when I was texting with Sally about options for a couple of Star or Halloween episodes, she was like, "What about Garfield's Halloween Adventure?" And so it's like,
'Cause man,
okay,
you knew
yeah,
it has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
yeah.
That's it.
So the Great Pumpkin has brought us all together to
I can't
discuss
even
this.
remember where I saw that. Were you just like looking up stuff? We looked
Yeah,
up Halloween specials or something. I
yeah,
was like, oh, Garfield.
yeah.
Like it just popped up. It was like the second one, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
excited to do it.
oh yeah, I can't wait now.
All right. I'll be back for Halloween next time.
I do. See you then. This Endorian Life is brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Be sure to check out some of the other shows on the network, including Previously on X-Men and 902 and Here We Go. Please rate, subscribe, and share these shows wherever you get your podcasts.